Hey guys, this is On the Road. All right, Robert. So I hear this time it's a twist on the old fashioned. What you got for us?
That's right. So today we're going to do otherwise very traditional old fashioned, but I'm going to add in some charred cinnamon, which really opens up the flavors of the bourbon and highlights them furthermore, and just creates a really nice experience. And it's always good to set things on fire and put on a show for the customer.
Hey, we love fire. That's why we do Fireside Fridays.
And as we mentioned before in other episodes with old fashions, sometimes you can use a barrel proof to highlight the spicier notes in the bourbon. So we're going to do that to kind of offset the sweetness of the cinnamon. Okay. So we're going to do 1.5 ounces of Larceny barrel proof on this one.
And that one's got some heat.
It does. I believe it's about 130 proof.
Right.
I'm going to do about 1/2 ounce of simple syrup. Do a couple of dashes of Angostura.
So let me ask you a question while you're making this. I mentioned to you that the taste of the bitters is a new taste for me since I haven't done these types of drinks before. If somebody's new, would they back off maybe a little bit on the bitters? Does it impact the quality of the drink, or if as they're kind of getting into it, would that be helpful to them, or is it gonna?
It certainly wouldn't hurt. It, again, as you guys have focused on, you want to have your drink the way you want it, and the way you enjoy it. Right. And if you want to get into these sorts of cocktails but kind of ease into it, sure, ask if you go to a bar that can make a good old fashioned, ask them to back off on the bitters a little bit if you're afraid that's going to be a problem. Okay. A good bartender wouldn't mind doing that.
Right, okay.
And then I'm going to torch the cinnamon. And with this, I just want to hold a flame to it until it will hold the fire on its own. And then we'll use that to season the glass.
Now, smoked bourbons and all kinds of smoked drinks have really gained popularity, haven't they? Oh, that's cool.
And then while that's resting, we're going to add some ice.
Man, you can really smell that.
It's a terrific aroma.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And then, as with other old fashions, we'll rim the glass with an orange. And when I serve this drink, I always leave the cinnamon stick with the glass. And if they would like to include it in the drink to add more cinnamon flavor, you certainly can.
Sweet.
And that's it.
That looks amazing. Okay, guys, now we've got the charred cinnamon old fashioned that Robert made. So, Robert, tell us a little bit more about this amazing drink that you came up with.
So this is just a slight variation on a very old school drink. I try to keep things mixed up on my cocktail list. People are kind of getting to know us for old fashioned, so I try to mix it up a little bit from week to week, give them something new to explore. And I was playing around and realized that just setting a cinnamon stick on fire really just lit up the room with the aroma. And it really adds a whole new dimension to the drink with that one ingredient.
Yeah, we really noticed that when you were making these, because the aroma inside the space here is it just fills everything up. Yeah, everybody's going to be excited.
If somebody orders one and somebody else smells that you're making one, they're going to want one too.
It's really good for selling them, because once you make one, everyone wants one.
So how many old fashions did you say you sell a night?
Anywhere between 20 and 30 a night.
That's a lot. That's a lot of old fashions.
And especially when this one's on the menu, I'm going through a lot of cinnamon sticks.
Yeah, sure. I would imagine that gets a lot of people's attention when they smell that.
It does.
Because it filled your restaurant up.
Because some people are averse to wood smoke.
Right.
But that cinnamon smoke, I've never had anyone say that it just wasn't absolutely pleasant.
Yeah, I tried some smoked bourbon. You know, when people have done the smoke thing and they cover it up and put the wood chip in there.
It can go too far. It can very easily go too far.
It can get, you got bitters in here, but that wood smoke, that heavy smoke just overpowers.
It depends on the type of wood you're using. I mean, doing the meats and everything, we're kind of good with our smoke, but it can very easily become heavy-handed and go too far.
Yeah, well, this is good.
That is the same with smoking meat. You know, you start getting that kind of dirty smoke, and you start introducing those bitter flavors into, you know, a brisket or whatever that is. And so you're saying it's the same thing for cocktails? You know,
yeah, I mean, well, I approach cocktails like I'm actually from a cooking background. So I approach cocktails in the same way, where you just want to take some ingredients, put them together to make something that tastes good.
Sure.
Well,
So
let's give this a shot.
Yeah.
Let's give it a try.
Cheers.
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 Jennings is already partaking here.
Wow, that is really good. It's got like a totally different flavor.
That aroma.
that one little bit changes everything.
It's very different. Wow.
Yeah,
And the orange, that orange peel in there, and the zest of that orange is in there too. It's just really nice.
it's the right amount of
really good.
everything. It's very balanced.
Very
It's a
balanced.
nice light drink, even though it's geared towards cold weather. It's a nice light drink for that
Yeah.
season.
And you know, with the first Manhattan that we tried, I told you that, you know, the bitters kind of comes in really pretty heavy for somebody that's never had that before. But this, with the cinnamon in there, it balances out and kind of evens that out.
Cinnamon
a little bit.
really subdues the bitters.
This subdues the bitters in a good way. That's really good. Excellent choice.
Great back end.
So you guys give Robert a shot.
Kudos.
Come out and visit.
Love
Cheers.
it.
Cheers.